All right, folks, welcome back to the TNT show. Another good week of NFL football is behind us, and we're going to go ahead and hop into the podcast and talk about everything that went on. Honestly, a lot that happened, but I don't want to just nitpick on anything too much right now. So let's just go ahead and hop into it. Tyler, you go ahead.
Yeah, I think, like you said, a lot happened. I think we start off with the whole Trevor Lawrence thing. A lot of people are saying that he got punished for no reason. I see a lot of arguments that are being made for, the 3 game suspension is a little much. It's a lot of them are saying it's football. That while he was running, what was that? What was Aziz supposed to do? For people that don't know, I'm sure everybody's seen it. Aziz just destroyed Trevor Lawrence. It looks every time you watch it, it just gets worse.
Yeah, he smoked him real bad, and
Yeah. But I mean, it's what is he supposed to do?
that's true. I mean, like you said, it's football. It's gonna happen. Stuff like that is going to happen. You're really trying to protect the players nowadays, so stuff like that doesn't happen. But in all honesty, momentum does play a factor in him, in that hit and how it happened. But it's two sides because momentum is a factor, but at the same time, like you can tell when somebody's trying to let up on a hit. Like I told you, offset, you can tell. And realistically, he looked like he was coming to kill him.
Yeah, and he did. He's like you said, he smoked him. It was it. I don't
It
know
was
how long
bad.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be out, but I mean, he's lucky he got a 3 game suspension. To be honest, he's lucky he's not. I mean, pretty much one, two. Yeah, he's pretty much done. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they could have suspended him for the rest of the regular season. So he really got lucky. In all honesty,
well, they fined the piss out of him too. They fined him like $2 million.
ooh,
They fined him pretty good, and obviously he's suspended without pay. So yeah, they got him pretty good. You know, like you said, you don't want to see that coming from um anybody, whether you like them or not. You don't want to see that happen. But it's football. We won't get too much in on that. If you want to look into it, it's all over ESPN. Um, we had a really long slate of games. Had some Thanksgiving Thursday, that Friday, and all weekend long. Starting off with the Thanksgiving games, um, the Bears choked. They had a chance to beat the Lions, but they just couldn't do it.
couldn't get it done.
I don't know what the Bears' problem is. They are just honestly a terrible. I'm not surprised their record is what it is. I think they could be a little bit better. They just can't win games.
Yeah, I mean, but offensive line plays a part in it. That's one thing. But honestly, on paper, they look like a really good football team. There was clock management in some games. I mean, some games they just couldn't find a way to win.
Their
It's just
coach got fired too.
that too. Which I mean, he obviously did himself in with that one. That was really on him.
Um, yeah, obviously the Lions found a way to win. Their defense is really good. So
And they
the
just
Giants,
signed
they just brought in Jamal Adams to I don't know. I would assume somebody got hurt, or they're just
probably
trying to load up for the Super Bowl for
yeah,
rotational purposes.
yeah. That's what I was about to say. Rotational purposes more than likely.
But the Giants Cowboys are on a 2 game win streak with Cooper Rush.
You think
Um,
Cooper Rush is gonna lead him to the promised land?
no.
Be crazy if he did though.
What at that point? Yeah, that would be crazy, but I don't think that's going to happen. If they do, I don't know. that would be we'll save that for another time. That's a lot to talk about there. Uh, the Packers, Dolphins. The Dolphins said it was the weather. You can't blame it on the weather. You can't do that. You're just not a very good football team. Yes, the weather plays a factor, but
I
Green Bay is a good team.
Yeah, but I mean, if you really go and look at how Miami performs weather based, they're really not good in cold weather games. They're atrocious. And
I just think that's a poor excuse to
I
blame
mean,
it. Well, it was the weather. Well, yeah,
obviously,
but
obviously that's a poor excuse, but it's I'm not trying to take up for them or anything because obviously, they're grown men. Football is a part of football is playing in the conditions like that, and that's just something you're gonna have. You got to get over the hump. You got to learn how to,
but
you
yeah,
know,
you play in Miami. It doesn't dip below 60 degrees there probably very often. Maybe
exactly. So
50s. But yeah, when you're going to play in Green Bay where it's 20 degrees and in a blizzard, I can imagine that it's a tough place to play.
yeah, so I can understand
Um,
why they would say that.
but the Chiefs done it again. The black magic or whatever they got going on in Kansas City, they pulled it off again. The Raiders folded. They snapped the ball when Aiden O'Connell wasn't ready, and the Chiefs so happened to land on it. I don't know what they got brewing in Kansas City. Who sold their soul?
You do you think it's scripted?
The way they're winning games, man, it's hard to argue that it's not. Like
No, I
it's like
agree.
week after week after week. Somehow something just magically just happens.
Honestly, that's a
Like the rookie, like the center snapped the ball just out of the blue.
yeah.
Like why are you snapping the ball? Like you're in college it's a little bit different, it's not, but in the NFL you're supposed to be, ready for the challenge. I mean he's a rookie, but that you can't do that. But hey, they want them to go to the Super Bowl so bad. I don't know if it's scripted, but man, it looks like it because they
That's
are
another
not
podcast.
playing very good football
Yeah,
by any means.
that's another podcast we can talk about when does the NFL feel like it's scripted at at certain points? Because you got to think there's some areas in NFL history where you got to think like this had to be rigged.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah. Um, I think we're fixing to see a change in Atlanta. I think they're gonna bench Kirk Cousins here pretty soon. They are terrible.
It wouldn't hurt.
You can't bench him now. That's the problem. You paid this man $200 million.
Yeah, I mean, at certain points, you think that was a great idea for them to get him and have their quarterback of the future. But now, right now, it's looking like it was a bad signing,
Yeah,
which is
because I couldn't. The Falcons are like on a big losing streak, right?
is well that I don't know, but I just know like
Yeah, they've lost three in a row, so that's not terrible.
his play has been pretty up and down.
Yeah, I don't know. He's playing like trash, but hey, hats off to the Chargers because they're playing pretty good. Um, touching on the Bengals and Steelers, I'm not even going to get into it.
Nah,
Russell
nah, I want
Wilson
to.
looks really, really good. He threw for 400 yards. The Bengals defense is god awful. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, it's just their defense. It's terrible. You score 38. They've scored 40 points in the last three games and still can't win. They're averaging 35 points a game and still can't win.
What
So
what
that's
what all, what all did y'all lose defensively?
I I'd have to look. Not as much as people think. It's just I don't know. I don't know if injuries. I don't know. I'd have to go look. I really don't know, to be 100% honest. But man, that defense is terrible. They can't stop anybody. It doesn't matter how many points they score,
Yeah.
and you can see the frustration on Joe Burrow's face. You can see that it's very frustrating because if their record was 8-4 and not 4-8, he'd be front runner for the MVP right now, and he knows
Yeah.
that.
That sucks.
But
I
I'm
mean,
not
he's
gonna
having
lie
a
to
really
you. I don't know if I'd want. The Steelers are a really good football team. I'm not gonna take anything away from them. This is exactly how Russell Wilson was playing when they won the Super Bowl in Seattle. Good defense. You're not gonna ask much out of Russell Wilson, and just let him control the game. And if something happens, well, they got a good defense to bail him out.
true.
So yeah. On to the next one. Vikings are struggling. I don't know what they got going on. And maybe like we were talking about offset, Sam Darnold better get it together.
They won
I
though,
mean,
right?
yeah. They won by 1 point. They're winning games. It's just, boy, they're not playing very good. I don't know if it's like we've talked about 100 times that is the pressure getting to Sam Darnold to, okay, I can't lose a game, or, it's back to the bench for me. They just brought in Daniel Jones. So the pressure is on Sam Darnold to perform now. But I don't really know why they brought in Daniel Jones. Maybe in case he gets hurt and you make a playoff push and he gets hurt in the playoffs, you have Daniel Jones to lean on, the veteran, instead of throwing a rookie in there. But what does that do to J.J. McCarthy?
Maybe like I said, I think Daniel Jones just came in to see if they make a run. I mean, it's probably his best opportunity to probably play if Sam Darnold at some point struggles. And
Or gets hurt?
yeah, so I think once the season ends, he'll probably go to a different team. I don't think he's going to stick with the Vikings.
Well, he turned down quite a few offers to go to the Vikings, but I get why he turned them down. You've already been in a bad situation once. Why would you go back? I mean, he already got his money. He already made over $100 million. So honestly, I really wouldn't care. Look, go somewhere, be a backup. Hey, sit on the bench. I wouldn't care.
Exactly.
All right, let's try to speed this up just a tad. Um, Colts Patriots. The Patriots just need more weapons.
Yeah.
They're a couple weapons away from being a pretty solid team. I like Drake May. He's playing pretty good. They just need more weapons. Um, the Jets folded. They had a big lead on Seattle and let Seattle come back. I think the writing's on the wall. It's clear as day. You got to move on from Aaron Rodgers.
You think they will?
Yeah, I think you have to. You might maybe give him another year. Maybe it's the injury. Speculations are that he's not 100% healthy, but why are you saying that now when you're, what are we, 13 weeks in?
I
Yeah,
mean,
we're 13
this is the
weeks in.
Jets. This is the Jets we're talking about. They
I mean,
I
they
hate it
look
for
better
him
with Zach
because
Wilson than they did with Aaron Rodgers.
I hate it for him because you really thought this was going to be a great signing for them, bringing Aaron Rodgers in to complete the puzzle for them,
Yep.
and it just blew up in
Look
their
at it.
face.
Yeah, it exploded. He came
So
out last year, first game, 4 plays in, tears his Achilles. That's
that
the Jets
sucks.
curse. But yeah, I think the writing's on the wall there. The Titans got absolutely blown out by the Commanders. I mean, they scored 20. It was 21-0 in the first quarter. It was bad. The Titans are terrible. I think you move on from Will Levis. I think he can't do anything else. He's shown you pretty much everything he can. He can be really good, but then again, boy, he can be terrible.
Yeah. I mean, do you think they move on? Do you think they give
Yeah,
him another
yeah,
shot?
they'll draft him. They'll draft a quarterback. I mean, they brought in some good players, and they still are terrible. They still suck.
Yeah. They got him a pretty good receiver and a weapon in Calvin Ridley, and
Yeah,
he's
they
barely
brought in
doing
Tony
anything.
Pollard, brought in Calvin Ridley, brought in some pretty good players, and still are terrible. And then we had Jacksonville and the Texans. We all know what happened in that game with Trevor Lawrence. I don't know how long he's going to be out. Um, Honestly, there's really no point in him playing now. I probably wouldn't play him anymore because obviously he's. I would just put him on the bench.
Might as well.
I don't know if somebody's coming for him or they put a hit out on him or what happened. But at that point, no. If he's truly your franchise, then there's no way I'm putting him back in the game. I don't care. You're a 2-win team. What's it matter?
Yeah, you might as well just let Mac Jones let him audition for a starting role or a bridge QB spot somewhere, backup
Right.
role, whatever, and maybe boost his trade value up going into
Yep.
the offseason because you know
Um, the Bucks Panthers game that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Panthers are another one of those teams. They're gonna give Bryce another year.
he
It's
deserves
there.
it though.
It's there. It's there. You can tell he's having more fun. He's gained confidence. He's got his confidence back. They just need more weapons. I mean, Chuba Hubbard fumbled in overtime, and then the Bucks kicked the field goal to beat him.
Yeah, yeah, that's tough. You hate to see it because Bryce Young played the best that he could to help them be in a position to win the game,
Yeah,
and
threw for 300 yards.
yeah, it's something that was out of his hands. So that sucks. Hate to see it, but it's football.
And then we had the Ravens and the Eagles, probably game of the week. Um, Biggest game. Um, the Eagles just were a better team.
The Ravens are making me lean more and more towards the Lions as Super Bowl favorites every week.
The Ravens just got to get it together. They got to figure out something.
They should have just
I,
gave Derrick Henry 20 carries and they would have won.
he did. He had 19. It wouldn't have mattered. They couldn't stop Philly.
Nah, 19 is not. He needed 20 plus.
You can't run the ball when you're down. When you're down, though, you can't do it. Their
You know what
defense
I'm
was
saying?
busting Derrick Henry up and down the field.
If you give him more carries early, then it wears the defense down earlier. Not saying that that's
They just
you
couldn't
know.
run the ball on Philly, to be honest.
I'm
And
just
then the
saying. Look,
second half, they just couldn't stop Saquon. The Ravens' defense is not very good.
yeah, no,
That's
their
their
defense
problem.
is not. Their defense is really not very good. I know we talked about that earlier in the season and at like the midway point that they are going to have to fix their defense if they want to make a run in the Super Bowl. But I'm telling you, look, every game that they've won, except for like what one, Derrick Henry has had 20 plus
You can't
carries.
run the ball. Yeah, but that's not going to beat some teams. You got to.
Ah, I don't know.
It
Running the
didn't work
ball
against the
effectively,
Eagles.
and that's
Catch
because
a
they
good,
were already
catch a
down.
good,
They were down early though.
catch a good defense. Eagles got a pretty good defense. They're playing really good right now. You got to tip your
I
hat off to
take
the
the
Eagles. They're playing good football right now. Saquon is being a force right now. I don't know if I want to catch the Eagles right now. They're not having to do too much because they're leaning on Saquon.
Do you think the Eagles will beat the Lions?
We're going to find out. They play in a couple weeks. If not next week. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked at the slate for next week. Um, but yeah, maybe I don't know. I think the Lions have stopped the run. Um, the 49ers and the Bills, the 49ers are in shambles. I don't know. A lot of people are putting this on Brock Purdy.
To what?
I see.
What?
I see a lot of their struggles are on him. But
That is insane.
as the quarterback, that's what you're going to get. Christian McCaffrey's on IR again. So is Jordan Mason. So you're out your two best running backs for the next 4 weeks. Debo has
Man,
been. I don't even know. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's doing as best as he can.
man, look, you
But as the quarterback, he's going to catch all the heat, and that's
I
just
I
how it
get
is.
that. I get that, but it should not be like that, especially when you're in the situation that he's in, because half of his team's been injured all season. Your best running back has been he basically missed the whole season. In all reality, Christian McCaffrey missed the whole season. They should trade him. Number one. Number
Yeah.
two, they need to trade Debo too, because he can't stay off of whatever. He's always injured every other, however often or whatever. So that's another person they need to go ahead and ship out of there. They just got to move on. It's best ability is availability, and so far he has not been available enough, except for those couple of Super Bowl runs they made, and even in the second one, he was still hurt a bunch that season. So that's two things. The third thing is this season specifically, Ayuk tore his ACL. Debo's been on and off the couch hurt. Christian McCaffrey missed the whole season. I mean, what are you supposed to do with that?
Got to make it work.
Nah, because if it was Patrick Mahomes, everybody be screaming and hollering that, oh, well, he's down Travis Kelce. He doesn't have his best weapons and this, that, and the third.
He doesn't
When
have
really
his best weapons, and they're winning games. That's the
but in
problem.
all actuality, his defense is carrying him though. San Francisco's defense is not carrying them. It's a
Oh,
different
they're also
conversation.
hurt.
So
Fred Warner's been hurt.
exactly.
They just got
Exactly.
a bunch of injuries, but they got beat by. I mean, I ain't gonna make excuses. The Bills are a really good football team. Josh Allen is trying to make. So did you see that, Pat? Did you see what him and Amari Cooper did? That was a crazy play.
Oh, you talking about the pitch for the
Yeah,
touchdown?
that was crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
But yeah, like I said, Josh Allen making a case for MVP. He's playing at a very high level. They beat the Chiefs. They are playing really good football right now. You don't want to catch Buffalo at Buffalo. To be honest, they are a very good home team. Uh, but yeah, Buffalo looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then we got wrapping it up for the recap. We got the Browns and the Broncos. That was a really good game last night. Jameis Winston and Jerry Judy. It looked like Madden out there. Looked like a video game. Jerry
Yeah,
Judy had 235 yards, and Jameis had 500 yards.
you got prime 30 for 30 Jameis in that game. So he had 4 touchdowns and 3 picks, 2 pick sixes.
Yep, that's the downside of Jameis Winston. It's the turnovers, but I ain't gonna I give him credit, dude. He was slinging that thing.
Yeah,
The
for sure.
Broncos are just a very good team. They
Oh
are.
yeah, solid.
I think they're going to be a sleeper team. Yes, they gave up 32 points, but they also scored 40.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them probably upsetting the team in like the wild card or something.
But yeah, I honestly I would give Jameis Winston a chance.
You might as well. It couldn't be worse than what Deshaun has given you in 2 seasons, 3 seasons, however long he's been there.
I mean, yeah, that's what they were saying. Imagine if Deshaun or Jameis had been playing all year.
They'd probably be a little better.
At this point, Jameis Winston's just out there having fun.
Yeah,
They're not asking him to go out there and win the football games. Would they like to
yeah,
win? Of course. But they're just out there having fun. You can tell they're not going to move on from Jameis. They'll probably keep him because obviously, he's a character for sure.
yeah.
Like he's who you want on your team. But all right, let's jump to week 14. Um, Thursday night, Green Bay and the Lions. This is going to be a really good football game.
I don't know. I think the
I'm gonna lean the
Lions.
Lions.
I'm gonna say the Lions, but I think they might blow them out.
No, Green Bay's got a pretty good defense.
No, they do. Don't get me wrong.
You don't
I
see
don't
a
know.
whole lot of blowouts in the NFL. Not like that. It's in
You
Detroit, so
you have from the Lions this season though.
yeah. But the Packers are a good football team. I don't see them getting blown out like that.
I I think if they do, then you got to kind of feel like the Lions are probably the team that is most ready to go and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. If they can win in convincing fashion against the Packers, yeah, they might win the Super Bowl if they can beat them convincingly. We won't talk about this one. Dolphins Jets. I think the Jets, if Aaron Rodgers again struggles, it's like a broken record. I just bench him. He must have a clause where they can. I would at least like to see what I got. I don't know what else they got. I don't even know who their backup is,
They clearly don't have a better option if they haven't benched him yet.
unless he has a clause saying that they can. But this should be an easy win for the Dolphins. The Jets suck.
I don't think it will be.
I think this is a big game for Atlanta. If Kirk continues to struggle, he's thrown 13 interceptions. If the Vikings blow them out or Kirk struggles, I'm starting Michael Penix.
I mean, yeah, you kind of got to, but like you said, I mean,
But
they did pay him all that money.
you got too much money tied up into Kirk, so you're stuck with him. You just got to roll with it because ain't nobody gonna bite on that.
Exactly.
Um, there's not a very whole lot of very good games this week. Um, Philly and the Panthers. I the Panthers are so close to upsetting somebody. I think they're going to beat the Eagles. I think they're going to beat them.
Nah, they won't. It'll probably be a nice game. It'll probably be a thriller. But
Saquon
I
has
think
1,500 yards. Holy moly, he for real might break 2K.
I think they'll end up losing.
I was just joking. Yeah, the Panthers are beat me. The Panthers are the Eagles are just going to run it down their throat.
I wouldn't say all that, but they'll make it. They'll make it an interesting game, like they have the past few weeks.
We're sitting in the same spot that we were sitting last year with Philadelphia when they lost the last 6 games.
Yeah, it was a different feel though, because they were like 11-1, and they just fell off the wagon. They
I
lost a few
mean,
games going into.
we're sitting in this is the same week. We're right here close to the end. But I feel like
Ah,
Philly's playing way better football right now. They got Saquon. Obviously, they're leaning on him heavy.
yeah,
So yeah, as long as injuries don't happen, I think they'll be fine. Their defense is playing pretty good. Um, let's see. We got the Chargers and the Chiefs. That could be a good game. I think the Chargers can beat them. I really think they can.
yeah. I think they could.
It's
Chargers have
in
defied.
Arrowhead, so that's a tough place to play.
Ah, that's gonna be tough. Never mind.
But the Chargers have a really good team, so they're playing pretty good. They just got to hang in there. For the love of God, don't make mistakes, and you can beat the Chiefs.
So, are we just gonna? Are you picking the Chargers? Or are you going with the Chiefs?
Yeah, I'm picking the Chargers.
Are we just going with the Chargers? Well, not we. Are you just going with the Chargers because you want to see the Chiefs lose, or you think they really got a shot to beat them?
I think the Chargers really have a shot. They're a pretty good football team. They're doing a lot better than I thought they were.
Yeah, but the Chiefs have found a way to win like I don't know 5 of the last 6 games.
I just don't see the Chargers or Harbaugh putting them in tough spots. He's a good coach. I just don't see him doing that.
Yeah, I mean he's been there before.
Justin
He
Herbert's a
knows.
really good quarterback. You know, he's going to put his team in a good spot to win. They got a
Wait, wait,
good.
wait,
They
wait,
got a.
wait.
Their defense kind of
Wait,
sucks.
say that
What?
again. That first
Justin
part that you said.
Herbert.
Say it again.
Justin Herbert's going to put them in a good enough spot to win.
No, 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 no. The very first thing you said about Justin Herbert.
I don't know what I said about him. What I say?
Oh, don't. He's
I
a
really
really good
not.
quarterback.
He is. He's a pretty good quarterback.
Just say it one more time.
Justin Herbert's a pretty good quarterback.
Okay, cool. I just want to clarify that because remember you were so big on I'm not sold on Justin Herbert and
I'm
this that
not.
and the
I'm
third.
not. I'm still not.
Ah,
But he
no, no,
he is
no,
pretty
no,
good.
no, no,
I'll give him that.
no, 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 no. You cannot. Oh, you can't play the fence. Either he's good or you don't believe in him. So pick one.
I mean, he is a good quarterback. I'm not going to take anything away from him. I
So
just
what are you
think
not
he's
sold
over.
on?
I'm just not sold on him. We'll get into that. Well, I don't want to get into that.
Oh goodness.
I don't know. It's the this would be. He's just got to prove it. He's got to take charge and take them to the promised land. I wouldn't say the Super Bowl, but you got to make a run. I think he needs to show, like, okay, you can do more than just throw for a bunch of yards.
Well, you got to think he's in the AFC with some really good quarterbacks and some really good football teams. It'd be kind of hard to make that happen. I wouldn't
But
say you have to be sold or not sold on him based on
but
who he
considering what
has to
they
go
have
against.
and what they got rid of, they are shocking me. To be honest with you, I didn't think they would be 8-4 right now.
Oh, I didn't either. But again, like I said, Justin Herbert, he's their guy. So
Maybe that's what they needed was a good coach. I'm not going to try and take anything away from Justin Herbert, but maybe this is what they needed.
yeah, no, they definitely needed a better coach. That's why they fired the other guy and brought Harbaugh back in because they knew he's a
A
good
good NFL
coach.
coach.
Yeah, I mean he's been to the Super Bowl before. So
So, um, yeah, I'm gonna lean the Chargers here. I just think that either that or the Chiefs are gonna blow them out because Patrick
I
Mahomes is
think
calling for a blowout win.
I think the Chiefs are gonna do what they've been doing for the past 6, 7 weeks now, and
They're gonna they're gonna squeeze a win.
they're gonna squeeze a win out, keep the trend going.
But yeah, we got the Bills and the Rams. That'll be a pretty good game.
Yeah, the Rams have been playing pretty good here of late. I mean, they got their guys back healthy. Kyron Williams is
They're just up and down. They win, they look good, then they lose. They look good, then they lose. It's just like they're
the Bills are going to be a big test for them though.
I, mm, I think it might be. I think it might be time. I know we say it a lot, but I think it's time for old Matt Stafford to hang him up.
Man, no, he's all right. He ain't even 40 yet. But
Yeah,
he's one of those guys that's been injured a lot though, so it's different if you have a bunch of injuries throughout your career. It kind of affects the
yeah,
back end of.
yeah. But like you said, Puka and Cooper Cup were hurt a lot.
Yeah,
Kyron Williams can't. If you even breathe in his direction, he's tore something or he's out for. He misses a game here and there a lot too. Um,
hopefully they can just stay healthy down the stretch.
Pittsburgh and Cleveland play, so that'd be a pretty probably a could be pretty good game. Big game for the Steelers. Another divisional game, conference game with that.
Honestly, I like watching the Browns games just for Jameis's pregame speeches.
He just be out there saying stuff. I don't even think it. I don't know if it's scripted or if they just like, look, James, just go out there and just say something stupid.
It's probably a little bit of both, honestly, because they honestly they bring the camera to him every time he's getting ready to do a pregame speech. It's like a
And then
whole thing now.
he just, I don't know. It's funny, but hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
And then
If
and
it's
then Monday
if,
night we got the battle of the bums. We got we're probably gonna lose to the Cowboys. The Bengals and the Cowboys. It's the what is it? The Simpsons game or whatever they got going on. It's gonna be in the Simpsons theme or whatever on
I
Disney
would
Plus.
I would not be surprised if Dallas had one of their best offensive games of the season.
I wouldn't doubt it. Our defense is terrible.
Yeah, Bengals defense is atrocious.
I mean, I don't know. At this point, it doesn't really matter. To be honest, it really doesn't. You want to win. I don't know what they need to do. I'm starting with the defensive coordinator. He's got to go. Um, like you said, just start fresh on defense. The offense is there. You know, now's the time where you got to start figuring it out because the money is coming. Because Chase is almost at 1,200 yards again, and nobody's really slowing him down.
That is true.
So he's gonna want a decent chunk of money. Compare, okay. The way I'm looking at it is look at what everybody's doing this year based on their contracts. Jefferson, it's there. He's getting the yards. CeeDee Lamb underperforming. Amon Ra, he's doing pretty well. I'm not gonna take anything. He didn't get any, he got a crazy contract, but good football team. Who else got paid?
Uh,
Maybe that was
I
it.
don't.
I'm not.
That might have been the main guys that got paid.
So Jamar is making a strong case that hey, I'm outperforming these guys, and we're a 4-8 football team.
Well,
So yeah, I don't know. At this point, it's just let's not make it any worse than it needs to be. At this point, hey, if we lose, that's better draft for us.
realistically, yeah, it is. I mean, y'all could get a stud defensive player, or like I said, y'all do need a running back.
Nah,
Y'all
we
can
can
get the
worry about
best
that.
running
We can
back in the
worry about
draft.
that later. Nah, we don't need that. It
Uh,
doesn't. We're scoring
y'all,
40 points a game. What's that matter? He ain't gonna play defense.
that's
I
true, but you
can't
can always
believe
find stud
I can't
defensive.
believe
You
I'm
can.
fixing to say this. You're gonna hate me for saying this, but I mean, honestly, I would just lose games and get Travis Hunter.
What is Travis Hunter gonna do for you? Travis Hunter wants to play both ways. You
That's
said you
fine.
wouldn't want. Nah, nah,
Listen,
nah,
listen,
nah.
listen, listen, listen. He would not have to play very much offense because our offense is really good. We can bring him in on the. I don't care if he plays both ways. Look, have packages if that's what you want to do. Look, if
I
he's as
mean,
good as
look,
if he's as good as if people say he is,
hear
or
me out.
a Heisman Trophy winner, blah blah
Hear
blah.
me
If
out.
he's
Hear
that
me
good
out.
at corner, bring him to the Bengals.
Look. Hear me out. Yes, he could. If he can prove that he can play both sides efficiently, I think y'all just trade T. Higgins like y'all should have did anyways. Sign him to a
I don't.
contract, trade him for a really good defensive player, bolster your defense through the drafts, bring in Travis Hunter, let him be your number two. Simple.
Yeah, but we need defense. The wide receivers
You
are
get
there.
both.
We got
You
Yoshi
get
Bosch.
both.
We got Jermaine Burton.
Man, Yoshi is not doing that much for y'all this season. Not like Joe Burrow said he would. So stop the cap.
Well, it's hard to do that when Chase is thriving. See, I think that would help Travis Hunter. All right, we can let's debate some Travis Hunter talk. First things first. Do you think he's going to win the Heisman? Let's touch on that.
Uh, well, I mean that's personal preference. I personally, my opinion is no. I just don't think. I mean, obviously
We're
they're
gonna
different
get off
positions,
topic
but
here for a little bit.
no. Mm-mm. I
I
think it's
personally I agree. I last time I checked, snap count isn't part of the Heisman. I don't
Should be.
really see what that matters.
Exactly.
I mean, you can argue he's playing 120 snaps a game, but I mean, Ashton Jennings carried the ball 40 times a game,
Exactly.
getting, I mean, doing work. I mean, like you said, Travis Hunter's doing his thing. But if he's as good as people are making him out to be, personally, send me to Cincinnati. We were just in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Go ahead and give me. Go ahead and give me. Go ahead and give me him. I'll take it. But yeah, that's. But we'll touch on that on a different topic. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I think the Bengals are just they just can't get. They just I'd like to see them play a complete game. But that's all I
Well, better luck to the Bengals next season. Obviously, it was not in the cards for them to make the run this year, even though I thought they were going to be really good coming into the season. But I mean, sometimes it doesn't fall that way. I mean, look at the Jets. They thought Aaron Rodgers was going to come back and be healthy and problem solved. Nope, they're
got.
still bad.
You just hate to see you can see like I said, you can see the frustration on his face. The last thing you want is for is for Joe Burrow to demand a trade. So whatever
Yeah,
you got to fix it quick.
yeah. I think organizational wise, they made the right moves here in the past few years. So I think they'll get it. I think they'll get it fixed in the offseason, whatever the problem is. If they need to fire somebody, they'll do it. Whatever pieces they need to draft, they'll do it. Whatever trades they need to make, I'm pretty sure they'll do it. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. But yeah, I mean, like Tyler said, that's pretty much all we got for y'all in this episode. Um, what do we have coming up?
Bracket
Bracket
coming
on
tomorrow.
Thursday. Bracket drops on Thursday, and that's really it until we do our recording and drop the reflection episode at the end of this month. It's crazy because we already flew by this year. So, just be on the lookout. We got a lot more coming, especially going into the new year. So that's it for this episode, and we will catch you on the next one.